You may be doing everything right, eating well, taking your meds, but if your blood sugar still spikes in the morning, it might be what you're not doing in the first hour after waking up. What if 5 tiny changes to your morning routine could lower your blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and help you feel 10 years younger without any pills? Most people with high blood sugar focus on what they eat, but the real problem could be hiding in your morning habits. Let's fix that starting today. 1. Early hydration, a small start for a healthier day after a long night's sleep of 6 to 8 hours. Our body is like a machine that has been silently working without any fuel. Through breathing, sweating, and natural detoxification, we lose about a liter of water each night, even if we don't feel it. This becomes especially important for those living with diabetes. I often tell my patients, especially those over 50, that a glass of warm water in the morning isn't just to clear your throat. It's a natural medicine for your blood vessels, nervous system, and blood sugar levels. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker. That means the glucose in your bloodstream becomes more concentrated, which can spike your morning blood sugar levels and lead to fatigue, headaches, and worsen vascular complications. Just 500 milliliters of warm water upon waking can thin the blood, support your kidneys in flushing out excess glucose, and improve circulation to nerves, helping reduce numbness and pain, especially in hands and feet, often caused by diabetic neuropathy. Early hydration also stimulates digestion, reducing constipation, a quiet yet common issue among older adults with diabetes due to slow digestion or medication side effects. Moreover, when your brain lacks water, neurons slightly shrink, leading to brain fog, forgetfulness, poor concentration, irritability. A glass of water helps wake up your mind, refresh your mood, and improve mental clarity. Remarkably, some studies have shown that maintaining a proper morning hydration habit can lower HbA1c by up to 0.5% in 3 months, comparable to the effect of some medications, but without side effects. Important notes: avoid cold water as it can constrict blood vessels and slow absorption. Drink water at least 15 minutes before coffee or tea, since caffeine can further dehydrate you. Consider adding a pinch of Himalayan pink salt or soaked chia seeds for electrolytes without raising blood sugar. Juice, soup, or flavored water are not substitutes for plain water. Your body prioritizes these for digestion, not cellular hydration. A small change, a glass of warm water in the morning, can trigger a chain of healing responses. Thinner blood, a lighter workload on the heart, better kidney function, and, most importantly, more stable blood sugar. Sometimes healing doesn't come in a pill bottle. It begins with the simplest things, and that first glass of water is one of them too. Early sunlight exposure, nature's therapy for diabetes. I once had an elderly patient ask me, "Doctor, is there a medicine I don't have to take that can help stabilize my blood sugar?" I smiled and replied, "Yes, it's called early morning sunlight." It may sound too simple, but in my 30 years working with people with diabetes, I've seen one truth. Those who maintain a healthy circadian rhythm have better blood sugar control. And morning light is nature's most powerful biological clock. Just 10 to 15 minutes of standing on the balcony, walking in the garden, or simply opening a window to let the sunlight in triggers your body to produce serotonin, a neurotransmitter that boosts mood and later converts into melatonin at night, helping you sleep better. And good sleep is the foundation for stable blood sugar. Morning sunlight also helps your body naturally synthesize vitamin D, something many people over 60 are deficient in. Vitamin D not only strengthens bones but supports the pancreas in producing insulin, helping reduce insulin resistance, a key cause of high blood sugar in type 2 diabetes. Did you know that low vitamin D levels are linked to higher risks of diabetic complications such as neuropathy, vascular issues, and heart disease? Research shows that proper vitamin D can lower your risk of nerve and heart damage to silent threats that quietly deteriorate the diabetic body over time. For older adults, sunlight also prevents osteoporosis, lifts mood, and reduces the risk of late-life depression. Psychological factors that directly influence eating habits, sleep quality, and thus blood sugar control. I often advise patients to go outside as early as possible, ideally before 8 a.m. when the sunlight is gentle. Spend at least 10 minutes outside without sunglasses. Letting the light touch your eyes sends a powerful signal to the brain. The day has begun. You don't need to sunbathe like you're on vacation. Just let the light touch your skin, your face. That's enough to awaken your body's healing systems. So tomorrow morning, instead of rushing to breakfast or checking your phone, step outside for a few minutes, breathe deeply, and welcome the light. You're not just helping your bones and your mind, you're giving your pancreas a better chance to do its job. Sometimes, healing doesn't come in prescriptions. It arrives gently, with the morning sun. 3. Gentle morning movement, a natural remedy for diabetes. When we're younger, we can get away with waking up late, eating randomly, and barely moving. But after 50, I've learned both in my patients and myself that each day should start gently and intentionally. For people with diabetes, light morning movement isn't just exercise. It's a powerful biological therapy that naturally stabilizes blood sugar. You don't need to run or go to the gym. Just 10 to 20 minutes in the morning, a simple yoga sequence, a few laps around the house, or pedaling on a stationary bike is enough to wake up your muscles and begin absorbing glucose from the blood without needing insulin. This is a miracle mechanism called insulin-independent glucose uptake, vital for those with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. Morning is also when your liver releases extra glucose to prepare for the day. The dawn phenomenon. Gentle movement after drinking water can significantly lower fasting blood sugar, preventing sudden spikes that lead to fatigue, dizziness, or poor food choices later. Beyond that, morning movement boosts insulin sensitivity by 25 to 30%, helps medications work better, and even reduces the need for certain drugs. It clears inflammation, enhances blood flow to the kidneys, nerves, and heart, organs quietly under threat from high blood sugar. I had a patient named Linda, 62, who once relied on daily insulin injections and struggled with mood swings. After committing to 15 minutes of light movement each morning, her blood sugar stabilized, her mood improved, she slept better, and gradually she reduced her medication. If you suffer from foot pain due to neuropathy, don't worry. Choose non-weight-bearing exercises like ankle flexes while seated, calf raises at the kitchen sink, or deep breathing combined with stretching. A few small tips for better results. Move before breakfast to burn excess liver glucose. Hydrate before exercising to avoid dehydration and support circulation. Start gently and consistently. No need to push hard. Regularity matters most. Open the window and let sunlight in while you move. Combining light and movement enhances metabolic effects. Think of morning movement as a daily act of love toward your body. It costs nothing, requires no fancy equipment, just a few minutes and your commitment, and slowly your body will thank you in silent but powerful ways. More stable blood sugar, better energy, and a peaceful start to each day. Write a few lines to yourself. A peaceful therapy for people with diabetes. I used to think healing was all about medication and diet. But after decades of working with people with diabetes, I've come to realize there's an invisible yet powerful force that affects blood sugar levels every single day. Our emotions. You might eat perfectly, sleep well, and stay active. If your heart is still full of anxiety, frustration, or anger, your blood sugar can still spike. That's due to cortisol, the stress hormone. Quietly and consistently, it tells your liver to release more glucose into your blood as part of the body's fight-or-flight response. So, even when you haven't eaten, your blood sugar may already be rising. So what's the solution? It's not about chasing perfection or forcing yourself to always be happy, but rather about learning to befriend your emotions. And the simplest method I often recommend to patients is this. Write a few lines each morning, a gentle way to greet yourself at the start of the day. You don't have to write like an author. Just keep a small notebook and jot down 3 things you're grateful for. A health goal for the day, or something that helps lighten your heart. Just 5 to 10 minutes. But it's like pressing a mental reset button before your day begins. This small habit has helped many of my older patients feel calmer, more centered and, notably, sleep better, maintain steadier blood pressure and manage blood sugar more easily. In fact, studies have shown that people with diabetes who write emotional journals each morning have a lower risk of cardiovascular complications and sleep disorders. To serious concerns in diabetes management. One elderly gentleman, age 6, whom I followed for years, was constantly worried about high blood sugar, about complications. After just 2 months of writing a morning journal, he felt noticeably calmer, and his HbA1c dropped nearly 0.4%. Sometimes writing down our worries is the first step to letting them go and regaining balance. A few tips to get started. Keep a small notebook by your bedside right after waking. When your mind is still quiet, you don't need to write much. Just be honest. You can ask yourself, what do I need today to feel better? Don't underestimate small things. A cup of warm water, a ray of morning light, and a page from your journal may not only help stabilize your blood sugar, but also nourish your soul and emotional well-being. For a healthier day ahead, start by gently greeting yourself with your own handwriting. 5. A balanced breakfast, a vital start for people with diabetes. There's one thing I always remind my patients. Breakfast isn't just the first meal of the day, it's your first opportunity to balance your blood sugar, hormones, and emotions for the entire day after a night of fasting. Blood sugar is naturally more volatile, especially for those with type 2 diabetes. If you start your day with the wrong breakfast like white bread, sugary cereals, or fruit juice, your blood sugar may rise sharply. Insulin becomes harder to manage, and you're left feeling tired, hungry again soon, irritable and prone to cravings within just 2 to 3 hours. Instead, choose a breakfast rich in fiber and balanced in nutrition. Complex carbs like steel-cut oats, whole grain bread, or steamed sweet potato, soluble fiber from chia seeds, flax seeds, legumes, or whole fruits in moderation, quality protein from eggs, Greek yogurt, tofu, or nut butters, healthy fats from avocado, walnuts, or olive oil. By eating within 90 minutes of waking, you can effectively prevent the dawn phenomenon, a common yet silent challenge in diabetes where morning blood sugar rises unexpectedly. I recall a patient, Ms. Judith, 64, who constantly craved sweets in the afternoon and couldn't understand why her blood sugar spiked even though she was dieting carefully. After switching from white bread to oats with chia seeds, eggs, and nut butter for breakfast just 2 weeks later, her afternoon cravings were gone, her blood sugar stabilized, and she slept much better. The benefits go beyond just blood sugar. Feel full longer, reduce unplanned snacking, improve HbA1c, cholesterol levels, digestion, and gut microbiome, stabilize reproductive hormones, reduce nerve pain or inflammation from diabetic complications. Effective breakfast examples: a bowl of soft-cooked oats with chia seeds, walnuts, and a spoonful of Greek yogurt, whole grain toast with avocado, boiled eggs, and sautéed greens, chia seed pudding soaked in unsweetened almond milk, topped with fresh raspberries. In conclusion, a proper breakfast doesn't need to be fancy or expensive, but it does require knowledge and consistency. For people with diabetes, it's the most natural, gentle, and sustainable medicine to control blood sugar and start the day feeling balanced. Let breakfast become a morning ritual of self-care, a moment where you nourish your body and practice love for yourself. Final thoughts: true health doesn't come from drastic changes in a single day, but from small habits done consistently every morning. A warm glass of water, gentle stretches, a fiber-rich breakfast, or just a few lines in your journal. These are small steps, yet deeply grounding for managing blood sugar and living well after 60. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Every morning is a new chance to listen to your body, care for yourself, and live with greater presence. If you found this video helpful, please don't hesitate to like, share with a loved one, and subscribe to the channel. You'll continue to receive practical, science-backed, and heartfelt advice from a doctor who's devoted to making your golden years healthy and meaningful. Wishing you a peaceful morning and a day full of hope and light.